Give us that at Battlefield.
Hey everyone, how you doing? This is Amon Green, Green Bay Packers all-time leader in rushing, and you're watching Packers Total Access Live, your daily source for Packer content. Go Pack, go!
What's up, guys? Welcome into Packers Total Access. My name is Clayton. You can check us out on packernet.com. Find me on Twitter at Packers_access. Joined alongside Emilio in Tennessee, here to talk Packers, Broncos. We've got an awesome show for you guys and gals. I know the chat is already filled up. Appreciate everybody making us a part of your evening. We're going to talk Josh Jacobs on the injury report. Is there a chance he doesn't play this Sunday? We're going to kind of dive in, give you our take on that. We'll give you the entire injury report as well. We're also going to talk Jeff Hafley. We got the soundbite from the presser today. Everybody's talking about where he was asked about Rashawn Gary. He gave a really, really good answer at the beginning of the press conference we don't have, talking about Kingsley Enagbare, and he keeps constantly mentioning, how do you want to play your defense? Do you have one guy that's setting the edge and the other guy kind of getting after the quarterback? You probably heard that 1,000 times on this particular program. We'll break that down a little bit, give our opinions on it. Then we're going to give you a comparison. Earlier today, I did a quick little side-by-side comparison of the Packers offense, Matt LaFleur calling plays, versus Sean Payton's offense for the Broncos calling plays, obviously. And, man, it was pretty much across the board other than one stat, essentially. The Packers had the better offense, which is really, really cool. Other than rushing offense, the Packers have pretty much dominated there. We're going to do a similar thing, Jeff Hafley's defense against Vance Joseph's defense, to kind of give you guys an idea of where the strengths and weaknesses lie on both fronts. Little teaser, or not teaser, a spoiler, I should say. Not many weaknesses on either of those defenses. It's going to be an awesome matchup. And then if we have time, Emilio, we'll jump into the PFF preview. So that's what we got on tap for everybody. Before we get into it, if you would, do that YouTube stuff for us. Hit like, hit subscribe. If this is your first time tuning into PTA, welcome. Thank you for making us part of your evening. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We're not media members. We're fans just like you, talking Packers on a daily basis. So if you're looking for that type of content, make sure you hit like, subscribe, and click the bell icon so you're notified every time we do go live in the future. Emilio, how you doing, big dog?
Hey, I'm good, Clay. Got to mow today a little bit, get the rest of the leaves cut up, but glad to kind of hang up those cleats for the year. Let the mower rest for the weekend. Backpack blower only from now on.
Yeah, people ask me, what do you do in the off season? I say, get fat. I get fat. That's what I'm focused on right now. So
that's what I'll start focusing on.
There you go. All right, let's start off with a little Josh Jacobs here, a little Josh Jacobs information. Obviously, still on the injury report. It was talked about several times today throughout social media. Is he going to play? Is he not going to play? Let's hear from Josh Jacobs himself, kind of give you guys an idea of where he's at. Now, Rob Domofsky tweeted this out. Josh Jacobs said he underwent another MRI on Monday. We'll play the audio and kind of button everything together. It's just a 15-second clip. Hopefully you guys and gals can hear it. But let's see what he had to say.
It's just a build-up. Like I said, I didn't get hit on it last game. But towards the second half of the game last week, it just started to get stiff, just running around, just casual swelling. So yeah, that's the main thing, really, just trying to get the fluid out of there.
So talking about the swelling there, right, Emilio?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously mentioning the swelling, and how cool is it that you now kind of start to put the whole puzzle piece together? We seen that 21-yard run late in the game. He was doing that with a blimped up knee. Right. And obviously pressure, pain, the whole 9 yards, right? How damn tough is Josh Jacobs, and how important is he to this team, man? It's just – I hope he plays Sunday. I think he will play Sunday. I think it's going to take a lot to keep him off the field. Mm-hmm. How do you see it, man?
He's a grown-ass man now.
And the way he plays through injury, the way he prepares his body is just incredible. And you heard him talking, he kind of keeps going on there. Just when you sort of stationary and stuff, it starts to get, locks up, starts to get – a little rugged, needs a little grease, right? And it's just one of those things that he's playing through all the time. He said really the only thing that could help it would be time to heal. And you just don't have that time right now. And he knows that. He knows that he's got to put his head down and keep grinding. So if you can get off of it for a couple days during the week, why not do it? But, he's always obviously preparing to play, preparing to start doing all that stuff. But it's just nice that we have the ability to rest him a little bit and still not take really a step back, right? He knows what he needs to do. He knows the plays, and you trust him.
Yeah, I think it's very well said. And the entire tweet there from Rod Demoski, Josh Jacobs said he underwent another MRI on Monday just to make sure he didn't make his existing knee injury worse, and it came back clean. He just continues to deal with swelling, and it kicked in again versus the Bears. He's not making any declarations for Sunday yet.
Right, because
Again,
he said he didn't get hit in the Bears game on it, but he did get hit in the previous game on it. So he's still trying to fight back through. I mean, and think about that, Clay. Just going up the stairs, going to bed at night, sometimes that knee's feeling a little stiff.
Listen, I'm going to say this, and people are going to go, why are we even talking about it? This is stupid. I get it. I literally just packed in a bunch of firewood and knelt down for probably 45 seconds in front of the fireplace, stoking it, loading it with wood.
Oh, yeah.
And when I went to stand up, I had the worst pain in my right.
All you heard was crack, crack, and Mandy was wondering if you broke something.
And I'm thinking about this guy late in the game doing something like that, running through 4 defenders.
Again, putting your foot in the ground, all that flex is on your knee.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's not like it's your hand or your arm, your elbow. No, that's his ability to get up and down the field, get vertical, get north south. All that is because of his knees. He's fighting through it.
Yeah. And again, man, you just got to tip your cap to these guys. And that's why when someone blows their knee out or someone is banged up and battling an injury, I won't tolerate a viewer or a listener calling them soft, calling them made of glass. That'll get you blocked on this channel quicker than anything, man. Because again, it's just these dudes, they put it on the line every single week. And Josh Jacobs, again, man, we're just so blessed to have him as RB1 for this team, no doubt. Let's look at the rest of the injury report real quick and kind of see if there's anything. I don't think anything changed. Rob Demoski put another tweet out. No changes to the Packers injury report. There you go. So, again, just in case you missed yesterday's injury report, the only did not participate was Josh Jacobs. And we kind of have the inside information now, right? The knee swole up. They're trying to play it safe. We'll see if he's good to go on Sunday. There's a chance it's still swollen. They can't get it drained, or I don't even know if they're going to try to drain it or not. They may just let it naturally go down. But if it's possible for him to play on Sunday, I could also see it being a scenario too, Emilio, where maybe they suit him up. You lean on Emmanuel Wilson, and then you get late in the game. We talked about this last week, and it ended up happening, right? You get late in the game. What do? All right, we need a play. Put 8 out there. Let him take over. And that's exactly what happened. So I am totally cool with Josh Jacobs not practicing the rest of the year if it means being able to continue to have him on the football field. Because, again, Josh Jacobs does not need to practice, right? He knows this offense. There's no one in the league who's going to run harder than him. It's not like he's going to rest on his laurels, right? So I don't know, man. I have no worries about Josh Jacobs until they say, we did another MRI and there's further damage, right? I think it's all going to be about the swelling. The only thing that bothers me a little bit about this situation, Emilio, is – and it's the last thing we'll say about Josh Jacobs. I'll see if you got a take on it. It bothers me thinking about Jair Alexander and how that knee kept swelling up. Bach, that knee kept swelling up. And we kept trying to make him go. It breaks my heart to think, is Josh Jacobs, is next year going to be like the year that he starts to kind of not necessarily not play bad, but like sooner or later, man, your body breaks down. And it's so sad to think about, especially somebody like that who, just like Bach, man, a fan favorite. We love Bach, right? Jair, he was probably the most beloved Packer on the entire roster, other than the toxic fans who kept calling him fragile and all that stuff, right? Made of glass, just like they did Christian Watson. Boy, they've shut the hell up on that, haven't they? So, again, man, that worries me a little bit. Like, okay, are we using up the tread too much? But I know this. He's going to be out there on the football field if it's his decision.
Right. No, absolutely. And that's kind of just the way he plays. Chuck Jagger's asking here, Josh wasn't supposed to be long-term, right? Question mark.
I don't think he was, Emilio, but I mean, you look at the contract, right?
No, I think it was a patch of, hey, we're getting rid of Aaron Jones or we're losing Aaron Jones. We need another back that's not just a, undrafted free agent or something like that. We just want somebody with a little bit of little data out there that you can get behind. And I don't think it was a bad choice at all. I'm happy with Josh Jacobs. I love him. I love the way he plays, everything about it. But yeah, I think at some point maybe he does deserve a veteran rest day here and there. If it is the knee, fine, put him on, limited and all that. But if he needs a breather, give him a breather. I mean, I'd rather it's not like I've seen his play decline in game because of him resting during the week. You get that in high school, right? You want the kids that are injured, want to sit out all the week of practice, don't want to go after school, all that. And then, all right, I want to play in the game, coach, Friday night. But Josh isn't like that. Josh is, no, let me practice and play and give me all the effort on top of this injury. I'll just ice it when I get home. I'll go to bed at midnight, right? That's kind of the way he plays. But I think you're right on with there.
Yeah, and the contract, I don't even want to say what I'm about to say, but it is like everybody's saying Solder, Solder. Yeah, Coach Lynn, I'm sure too. Holmes MD1, man. It's a tough business, but the contract is structured in a way that you could get out of it after this year easy.
Mm-hmm.
Majority of the guaranteed money, if not a large majority of the guaranteed money, is already gone. So I want Josh Jacobs around until he hangs up the cleats.
Right.
But again, if you get to the point where it's kind of like a Jair situation, and hopefully it never gets to that. Again, we're not saying it's there or nowhere near it. I'm just saying as an emotional fan, I get attached to these guys. And it just sucks to think about the day that Josh Jacobs ain't going to be our running back, man.
Well, that's it. Because right now, Clay, he's a number one, right? It's not like he's a beat up 2 or a beat up 3. We just trying to get him 6 carries a game. No, that dude's toting the rock 20, 25 times, and he'd carry a 35 if we needed him to.
Yeah.
So it's just that, and what he brings to the locker room. He said in his presser there, he's still going to practice every day with Marshawn Lloyd. I remember he said that a year or 2 ago. First when Marshawn got drafted, he's been taking that guy to practice every day since. So It's not like it's just, hey, we're talking ball. No, I'm sure they're talking family. They're talking all that stuff. Just being a human, and I love that he has that relationship with another guy in his same room, wanting the same job, all of those things. And he'll still stick up for Emmanuel, all those things. It's just a family is what it is.
Yeah, it sucks, man. But again, the other thing Matt LaFleur said earlier this year too, he said, yeah, Josh Jacobs is an amazing football player. He's an even better person.
Absolutely.
So again, that was not the direction I wanted to take the show. Like, oh, doom and gloom. Nobody's saying Josh Jacobs is done as a Packer. It's just, I hate having to think 2 or 3 years ahead. Like, oh crap, man. It happens to everybody, it just sucks. So, but that being said, that's the only person that did not participate in a limited fashion. The majority of the people on this list, I think, are going to be pretty much good to go, other than, of course, the guys that still haven't been truly activated. They've just been designated to return from injury. We talked about them, the Brenton Cox Jr., Marshawn Lloyd, Colin Oliver, that type of thing. And the quicker you get Marshawn Lloyd back, if he is fully healthy, obviously that's going to take some of the workload off of Josh Jacobs as well. Switching over.
The other thing, Clay, just real quick, bringing them back, you also got to clear a spot on the roster for them too, though.
Absolutely. That's right. So we've got to make sure we're going to utilize them, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's a great point. In terms of the Broncos injury report, nothing changed. Again, Pat Bryant, wide receiver with the hammy, did not participate. My guess is he probably won't go on Sunday. We'll see as it gets a little bit closer to game day, but I think that the others, there's a good chance they will be going. Obviously, Ben Powers is also designated to return from injured reserve, but they just opened that 21-day practice window. So they're kind of – he's in the same boat as the people on our roster, like the Marshawn Lloyd, Colin Oliver, Brandon Cox, those guys. So, yeah. So there is your injury report. If you're watching this video back later, let us know in the comments, how do you feel about the injury report? Let us know what you think about Josh Jacobs. Again, I want him here forever, but it just sucks to think about the future. How do you guys feel about that? Do you think that maybe we're overreacting? We're digging too deep into it? Do you think no, there's a legitimate concern there that maybe because he has had a lot of carries throughout his career, from Vegas to here. Let us know what you think in the comments about that. Also, make sure you hit like, subscribe, and click that bell icon so you're notified when we go live anytime in the future. All right, moving along. I'm excited to talk about this. So this is going to be a defense-heavy episode here, Emilio. And we've got a sound bot. We'll see how long we want to play it here. But this was from the presser earlier today. Jeff Hafley, obviously talking about the pass rush, talking about everything in between when it comes to the defense. He had an awesome quote on the front side about Kingsley Enagbare and just talking about the difference in which you want to some defenses they want to have an edge that's setting the edge against the run. The other is getting after the quarterback and vice versa. Sometimes you mix and match those things. I think many people look at the edge defender spot, Emilio, and they just think, okay, go after the quarterback. That's their job. There's nothing that irks me more than hearing the Twitter football gurus out there and what they say when the Twitter football gurus, they'll say, well, you pay a pass rusher to get after the quarterback. You pay an edge defender to get after the quarterback. Bob, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. If you think the only thing that they're getting paid for is to go after the quarterback, you don't understand scheme. It's really that simple. You got to be able to stop the run first and foremost, or else teams will dominate you. I mean, we remember the days of San Francisco running all over the Packers, right? So, again, we never want to get back there. And Rashawn Gary is a huge part of the run game, right? The run defense is, like I said before, he's leading all defensive linemen in run stops at 31. Micah Parsons has 33 stops in general, but he's got 630 snaps to Rashawn Gary's 511. It's another thing that Jeff Hafley said earlier, Emilio, was it's rare that edge defenders get 60% of the snaps in the league, right? Now you hear about your Max Crosby's, your TJ Watts, which, prayers up to TJ Watt. Who knows what's going on there with his lungs? He's had to spend the night in the hospital. If you guys didn't hear about that, but these guys, the high paid guys, right? The Micah Parsons, the TJ Watts, these guys that are getting paid bukus of money. They're going to be out there as often as possible. And they're obviously a tier higher than a player like Rashawn Gary. They always have been. They always will be. That doesn't mean Rashawn Gary's a bad football player. But you'll leave that screen grab up for me. Let's go ahead and play this clip here. This was Jeff Hafley being asked about Rashawn Gary and just the defense in general. Let's see what Coach Haff had to say earlier today. Again, this was over on Packers Twitter is where this video is at. Here we go.
My mom, she would like that shirt too.
How do you get him going in the pass?
I mean, again, and I say this truthfully, Rashawn's playing the run game, and I know you don't want to hear about the run right now. Rashawn's playing the run game way better than he did last year, in my opinion. All right?
Agreed. 110%. We've been screaming it all year, and we're getting called Rashawn Gary apologists.
Yep.
We're not getting many drop back passes. We're getting 7-man, 6-man play action protections where it's about rushing and converting. And a lot of times you got a tight end and a tackle on you, you got a tackle and a back on you. So at the same time, he's not getting as many opportunities, right? And then even on these third downs, we're getting more runs and screen on third down than I've ever been a part of. So do we want him to have more pressures? Certainly. I'm giving you a reason. And yes, I am defending him because I actually think the guy's playing really well, right? And I think a lot of times you look at not you. I think people look at things.
Not you, but you.
Yeah.
very black and white when you have to look deeper into it.
Let me tell you what Jeff Hafley's saying right now. Keep that grab up for me.
Yeah, I got you.
So what he's saying is he's saying it the nice way that LaFleur said last year or the year before. Remember when he said, when you guys talk about us only playing 2 down linemen, you're really exposing yourself.
Yep.
You don't understand the game of football and how we are playing defense, how the defensive side of the ball is played at the national football level, right? And he's saying it in a very nice way. You guys, everybody expecting things black. Matt LaFleur said, in layman's terms, Matt LaFleur said, y'all are a bunch of idiots, and you're proving your idiocracy, your ignorance right now with these comments.
Ignorance.
Yeah. And you think you've combed through the box score and, I found something juicy.
Got him. 0 and a 1. He got an assist. Oh, I got him.
Oh, boy. And then they dig in, and all of a sudden, Coach LaFleur said, I don't know a damn thing about what you're talking about. But that's okay. Next question. Let's just move along here, right? So that's the way I'm taking it. You got any thoughts up to this point? We'll let Hafley continue his comment.
No, I think that's exactly it. It's just there's so much more to it than, point A, point B, ball move down the field. There's so much nuance in the game, and he'll go into it. But I think it was on that Evan one earlier when he was talking about it, just not having the 2 nose tackles or D tackles lined up in the A gap could have set that off to a QB sneak. And, he's thinking 12, 15 steps ahead just for one play. And what I did like was his one, gotta have it, GHT.
GHT, gotta have it play.
Yeah, I loved that. I love that on the 4th and 1.
Yeah, and coaches have that on their play sheet. They have gotta have it plays on the offensive. I guarantee you, Matt's got them.
Yep, GTHIs is what he was calling them.
Yeah, and you kind of keep that in your back pocket, and you find yourself in a crucial situation, or maybe your back's against the wall. All right, let's unload the cannon here. All right, now let's reset.
And then he called the Kodak. He called Kodak, which was when they got out there, got the picture of what the offense wanted to run. He said, we'll call timeout and look at it, even though we still had 12 on the field. We needed the timeout, but I like the Kodak call. Just those are the little things that are happening in the headset during the game while we're sitting there screaming about the last play. He's over there thinking, hey, let's get a Kodak look here on this 4th and 1 just so I can see I can plan it out.
And I'll tell you something else. Matt LaFleur's gotten raked over the coals over the years for wasting challenges, wasting timeouts with a bad challenge. Some of those are strategic. He had one a couple weeks ago where I went, great challenge. I don't think it's going to get overturned, but he needed a timeout there anyway. Why not take your shot, use the timeout, and who knows, maybe it will get overturned or maybe it will get upheld. Right? Like, yeah, exactly.
You get your timeout, but maybe you get a challenge win too.
Absolutely. And again, the casual fan, and I don't mean that in a derogatory way, like, oh, these guys don't know what they're watching. I'm talking about the smart ass fans that call for people's jobs and they don't even understand what's going on. They're at home going, oh, you're wasting another timeout. You're going to call that wasting a timeout when they literally just got the other team to tip their hand. And now they go back to their huddle and their play caller's going, dang, they seen that look. Do we call something else now, even though that's our top choice, right? All that stuff comes into play. It's huge.
Real quick, before you keep going, reality shift, we'll hit this in 2 seconds. Let's just finish up this segment. We'll get your super chat, bud.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for that super chat. Yeah, I want to hit that too. I think that's a fun topic.
Absolutely.
All right, so here's Hafley continue.
Right, and just because a guy might not have pressures in a game or sacks in a game, that doesn't mean he didn't play well. Micah Parsons didn't have a sack in the game last week. Micah Parsons had an unbelievable game last week. I mean, he had totally affected the game, but he didn't have a sack. So if you're going to be results-based, then you can call it what you want. But if you want to look deep and look at the whole process and how he truly affected every play, he had a really good game. You know, if hopefully we'll get a chance to get in a game where the ball's going up in the air and there's a lot more drop back passes and he'll have more opportunities to rush.
2 more, please.
Jeff, what do you need?
I'll get you.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I just had a question about Bohanna. Just first impressions of him. Obviously, Matt talked about being a mountain of a man, but
He's a mountain.
What kind of stands out to you about him?
Just knowing him for a week and just watching him.
We're talking about the new D tackle they signed. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Is there anything else though that you want to hear from that? I mean, that was pretty much.
No. That was it. But it's just like you don't. Everyone's putting him down just because they're not seeing the numbers in the box score. Mm-hmm. The issue is the dude's. I mean, there's 60 minutes in the game. What else is he doing besides the 1 or 2 numbers that are on that Excel sheet, whatever it is?
Yeah, absolutely. And again, just a quick refresher: Rashawn Gary he's got 31 stops, guys. What that means is he made the tackle on plays that resulted in a negative EPA, like a considered a negative play, a loss on the play in terms of EPA. He's got 31 of those, which is a much higher rate than Micah Parsons' 33 because he's played far fewer snaps, only 511 total snaps. Micah Parsons at 630, all while still having on the season 7.5 sacks, if I remember correctly. Kind of goes up on me. Give me just a second. I'll get it put up. I want to give you guys the correct numbers here. Again, Rashawn Gary has, I believe it's 12.5 sacks on the year. Or I'm sorry, 7.5 sacks. Yeah, so you've got Micah Parsons at 12.5, Rashawn Gary at 7.5. The next one is Devontae Wyatt at 4, Kingsley Enagbare at 2. Everybody's talking about Kingsley Enagbare as being a superstar, right? They're like, oh my God, why ain't he out there for Gary? Guys, he hasn't had near – Rashawn Gary has a 12.3% quarterback pressure percentage according to NFL Pro and Next Gen Stats GPS tracking. Kingsley Enagbare has 12.5. That's it. They're basically the same player. The only difference is Rashawn Gary has 7.5 sacks to Kingsley Enagbare's 2, and Gary has, it looks like, a little less than double the amount of snaps. You know what that means? Less than double the amount of snaps to Kingsley Enagbare. It means that if Kingsley Enagbare had the same amount of snaps as Rashawn Gary, he would have 4 sacks to Gary's 7.5. He would have same type of thing there. His stops, he would have roughly 38 stops, okay, if he had about the same amount of snaps as Gary, right there in the same ballpark.
Yep.
And again, this isn't to put Enagbare down. It's just Gary is playing really good football. And when you turn on the tape, you see it. Again, I challenge everyone. Show me the play where Rashawn Gary gets blown off the ball. And if you want to show me a play where he doesn't hit home on the quarterback, 90% of the time, I always stop the tape on Chalk Talk and go, does it look like he's actually rushing the quarterback here?
Right.
Or is he setting the edge and kind of playing a little bit of a spy technique while Micah Parsons runs around like a chicken with his head cut off to make the play, right? So
absolutely.
Yeah. Anyway.
And it's how deep do you want that well to be? How much push do you want him to get vertically? Would I rather you have Rashawn slide horizontally across the line? I mean, sometimes you're just engaging and get east-west. You got to get down the line. I don't care about getting depth at all. if it's a run play, a stretch run, we need to get outside, keep it inside, kick it. All these things are coming into account. And again, it does seem like Hafley more or less, we're getting one-man pressures with 4 guys down based on the way you're scheming it. Let's have one dude touch by, take up 2 of them. Let's have another guy push in on the tackle and take a chip. And then, maybe we can loop Micah or whatever it is. So there's just a bunch of different, things that we can add to it. But there's no point in putting down Rashawn and saying, why isn't Kingsley getting more opportunities? They're all of them are on a snap count. It's not like even Micah's playing the full account. Micah's not playing the Max Crosby numbers. We've talked about this hockey line for 2 years now about wanting to rotate, keep everybody fresh. And yeah, you maybe get 20, 25 snaps for Kingsley. Rashawn maybe gets 30, 40. I mean, what's the difference really? We just want to make sure that when they're out there, they're giving 100% and we're getting, things happening because of them.
Yeah. And listen, when they pull Gary off the field and they put 55 out there, how cool is it that you don't feel like, oh crap, he's not going to do anything, because he's playing at Rashawn Gary's almost his level in terms of quarterback pressure percentage. And boy, oh boy, when he arrives pissed off.
He's being able to drop him too, Clay. Like you get a lot of more drops out of Kingsley than you can out of Rashawn. Different player. You're asking him to do something different. You're asking him to do something completely different than Rashawn.
And that's why you've seen Kingsley's snaps amp up a little bit in New York, because they wanted to play a lot of fire zone blitzes on Jameis Winston to force him to throw interceptions, right? To force him to throw into coverage. Couldn't capitalize on him as much as you wanted to. But again, we showed one particular play where he took a sack, where he dropped back the pass, looked, and his check down, his safety valve, 55 was standing right in front of him, waiting for him to throw the ball. And he's like, oh crap, let me get off my spot. Bang, he's hit for a sack. So that stuff's important. But anyway, I thought that was really, really interesting, diving into the Jeff Hafley stuff. I love it when he opens up about that. He said the same thing Matt LaFleur said. He just said it in a nice way. And that's why he is going to be a head coach. That is why he's an excellent communicator. I think there's a really, really, really good shot he's going to be head coach somewhere else next year. And it sucks. But also, I just hope like hell that Derek Ansley and some of these other assistants are watching and studying him to a T, so they'll be ready to step right in. If it's Ansley, if it's DeMarcus Covington, whoever it may be, it might be the DC and waiting if he does get a head coaching job somewhere. So
if you guys hold off on that, Clay, I'll push that one out for another year or two. I think he'll kick it for.
I'd like to push it out for a decade.
Yeah, right.
So, all right. So if you guys are watching this video later, let us know what you think about Jeff Hafley's comments on Rashawn Gary and all the detail that he put in. This is that quick conversation with the media about the defense. Also, make sure you hit like, subscribe, click the bell icon so you're notified anytime we do smash that live button here. And also, everybody in the chat, hit that like button for me. Pretty cool new feature. I didn't set this up. Evidently, the Gemini AI that they're using, I believe it's Gemini that's attached to YouTube now, they recognize we're a football show. So when you hit like, it spins a football. So spin that sucker for us real quick. Spin them laces for us, all right? And hit that like button. All right, Emilio, let's move on to – actually, let's hit the super chat. Let's hit that real quick. Yeah. Reality Shift, thank you so much for the super chat. But he says, not Packers related, but how do y'all feel about Phillip Rivers coming back? I watched that footage of his first practice, and I'm personally concerned they're putting too much faith in him. I can understand that completely, Reality Shift, completely. I'm excited, though.
Oh, yeah.
It's one of those things, Emilio. It's funny in the moment. 44 years old. This dude ain't played football in, 4 or 5 years, since COVID year, I believe. And he's going to come out there and try to play. It's just kind of comical. But also, if he comes out here, man, in the Shane Steichen offense, and he plays well, bro, I'm going to lose my mind. It's going to be absolutely awesome. Could you imagine Phillip Rivers leading them back into the playoff hunt, right, and getting them in the playoffs? That would be awesome.
I mean, if you're getting cut up by grandpa, that's going to be a tough look. You know what I mean? Anyway, I don't care if you're playing flag football in the backyard of Thanksgiving. If a dude's coming out there and cutting you up, as you know, I think he's past uncle stage. I'm not 100% sure on the numbers, but I think he's past uncle stage and he's on to his next one. That's what I grew up with, right? Was Phillip spinning it, and I'm excited for him. You're right. Yeah, it could. Like DJ and Buck said, it could go really bad or it could go really good. I'm not seeing a lot in between, but let the dude get back there and spin it. It's not like who else are you putting your faith into? The other quarterback got a broken orbital bone in his face. Danny Dimes popped his Achilles. I mean, there's nothing else left to hook onto. They looked like the best team in the league for how long? You know, the first half of the season, the Colts were the underdog. Where'd they come from? How'd this happen? I just don't want them to end up 8-9 after all that they did leading up to halfway.
Yeah, it's an awesome story, man. It was cool hearing Coach McCarthy talk about it on the McAfee show earlier today too.
He was.
Yeah, it was a really good segment too, man. They've got a good chemistry with Coach Mike. I just love hearing him and AJ talk to each other. You can tell AJ's got a ton of respect for him, but you know how they cut loose on the McAfee show. It's definitely a must watch. So, all right, let's move along to the next topic here. I'm excited about this one. We're going to talk Packers defense, how it stacks up to Vance Joseph's defense in Denver. Vance Joseph is one of the most highly touted coaches in the league. I think he'll be up for a head coaching job as well. I want to say he was in Carolina for a little bit, and I think he was in Denver, went to Carolina, and then came back to Denver, if I remember correctly. You guys fact check me on that. But Vance Joseph is a hell of a defensive mind. And what I did today, much like earlier today when I was breaking down Matt LaFleur's offense versus Sean Payton's offense in terms of rankings, since that is the matchup this week, we went through and did the same thing with the defense. And Emilio, these are two of the best defenses in the entire National Football League, man. All right, so scoring, points per play allowed, Denver is 4th in the league. The Packers are 5th. All right, I mean, you can't get any closer, right, other than having a tie. Total defensive yards per play, Denver is 1st. Green Bay is 5th. So 2 top 5 defenses in terms of yards per play allowed, right? Passing, yards per play allowed, okay? Opponent yards per pass attempt is what it is. Denver, 3rd. Green Bay, 3rd. They're tied for 3rd place on opponent yards per pass attempt, passing defense. And then rushing defense, opponent yards per rush attempt. Denver's 1st, Green Bay's 5th. Now, takeaways per game, Green Bay is slightly better, slightly better. They're 25th in the league in takeaways this year. Denver is 27th. So this is going to be one of those games. Obviously, turnover differential is going to come into play, as it always does. This isn't a team that takes the ball away a lot, but we don't take the ball away a lot either. You could look at it one of two ways. Us as Packer fans, Emilio, we look at that stat and go, oh, we're due, right? But then when we see an opponent that doesn't take the ball away, oh, we're not concerned about it. Well, aren't they due too? So, again, 2 great defenses. Either of these teams could blow up with 3 takeaways in one game in a split second. But how cool is this that we get to watch 2 top 5 defenses? I feel comfortable saying that Denver is a top 3 defense, but I think Green Bay is a top 5 defense. I think they have the slight edge here, obviously, in 1, 2, 3, 4 of the 5 important categories we've got here. What do you think about this defensive matchup, man? I know they're not going to be going up against each other, but it's just so cool to see Hafley and Vance Joseph, probably two of the leading candidates for a head coaching job next year, locking horns and getting out there on the call sheet this week. It's going to be awesome, man.
Yeah, no, and I think it's just 2 good coaches scheming up against each other, trying to attack the other team, right? And being able to, I mean, Vance has got a battle on his hand. He's got to go up against Jordan Love, Matt LaFleur, and all of our offensive options. Jeff Hafley's got a tough thing. You got to go up against Sean Payton's mind, Bo Nix. They got good backs. Got RJ Harvey out there. There's a lot out there that they can work with. They got a good O-line. Maybe that's the difference. Is we're working with a little bit worse O-line than they are. Okay, how can they attack that? How can Hafley attack their weak spots? It's just it's a chess match back there, man. It really is, and I am excited for it. I think you're right, though. We do probably need to give the nod to the Broncos there, but Hafley is the man. We're blessed to have him. I'm hoping for a couple more years with him because we need it.
No, I'm with you on that, man. And here's the cool thing: like when you look at the matchup as a whole, again, we put the tweet out earlier about offense. We have the advantage on offense. They have one of the 5 categories, I believe it was, which was rushing offense. They have the better running game. They're ranked 10th. We're ranked like 20th. Everything else we're significantly better at on offense, right? So on defense, it's completely flipped. They are a little bit better than us on defense. I feel like a little better on offense. That difference between our offenses versus their defenses, we've got a little bit of an edge there. And again, when we looked at the PTA power rankings and the point system we use, we're showing it as a 3-point game, right? Advantage Packers. The spread is now at 2 points. So the Packers are 2-point favorites as it sits right now. So we're just a half a point off from that 1.5-point home field advantage for Denver of our line lining up perfect with where the market is sitting right now. And let's hit this real quick. just to look at the money and how it's changed, and then we'll get ready to wrap up. This show was flown by.
Yes, real quick, just reality shows. Just want to hit this for you, man. Thank you again for the super chat. He said, "I agree. Phillip may do well. I'm just concerned about 5 years out of the league and having to face the best defenses in the league. I'd rather see him do well, but I just can't see it happening." I get it, man. It's one of those, Clay, where you're sifting through the franchise, right? We're deep into the franchise season, and you're just like, oh, quarterback goes down. You dive into the free agent market, and you're scrolling through, looking for that NFL logo. I just need somebody down there. I'll take him. He's at probably 73 right now, 72, 73. Mobility's probably down, but I'll take him spinning it, man. It's not like you lost the arm, and if he can transfer the weight, he can still throw the rock.
Yeah, and to go back to his comment, I want to be very clear there. I don't think it's going to work for Andy either. I don't. And the way I always answer these questions is if somebody were to ask me, okay, how do you feel about that? I have to run it through the filter of, would I bet the farm? You got to bet one way or the other. Yeah. It's either going to work or it's not. There's no, I'm sitting this one out. You got to bet one way or the other. I'm betting against Phillip Rivers leading the Colts to this magical season. It is still, though, it's a very, very fun situation.
Do you think you could get them to the playoffs?
We'd have to look. We'd have to
keep
take
it on track. Oh, yeah, we maybe dive into that later. But I think that'd be, man, to just get them into a game, keep them on the train tracks is all I'm really asking out of you, Phillip. And just don't blow the great start that they had. Because I mean, I think they were talking, early pick beginning of this year, right? Before they got to this point.
Yeah, and so let me just click this real quick, and then we'll get back on track. They are currently 13.5-point underdogs to Seattle this week, right? So again, Vegas knows what they're doing, right? The remaining Colts schedule is at Seattle, San Francisco at home, Jacksonville, who's playing damn good football, and then on the road against Houston.
Wow.
I don't see.
I think your only option is to bring in Rivers.
It is, no doubt.
I honestly think, because Shane Falco, he's not out there. I can't bring in the replacement. So I think Phillip's the best bet at this point. Yeah. A guy that already knows the offense and all that, you can just hop right in and go. That's tough. And it looks like Mo Bills says it's a football for me. I think it's Clayton's accent that AI's picking up. They're putting a little soccer ball on the like instead of a American football there, Clay.
No way.
Yeah.
No, dude.
We'll have to email YouTube there, tell them to get that.
Is it still doing it for you? Double check.
Yeah, it did. It did for me too.
It did a soccer ball?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
It spins though. We'll take it.
I don't care how it spins. That's ridiculous. All right, we're ending the stream. We'll see y'all over on Rumble right now. Hell with you too. So I wanted to look at the money here. Remember what I said about how Vegas is owning the public on the point spread game, right? When the public is on 60% or more, 60% of the money or more is on one team, the opposite team wins the spread typically, and they're running away with it, right? That's kind of been the theme this year. Now that could change at any moment, but look at where the money's at here, Emilio. Denver plus 2.5, 72% of the money is on Denver at plus 2.5. So what's that tell you? There's probably about a 65 to 75% chance, somewhere in that range, that the Packers will cover that 2.5-point spread. What does that mean? They'll win by at least 3 points, right? And no slam dunk. This isn't gambling advice. I'm just telling you what the numbers have done up to this point in the season. So I think that's awesome. That's great news for the Packers, or the Packers and Packer fans, that the Broncos, 72% of the public's money and 71% of the bets. So it's not one of those that's teetering, okay, half the bets, half the money. 72% of the money, 71% of the tickets themselves are on the Broncos plus 2.5. You love to see that going into this game. We talked about this last week, right, with the Bears, and look how the game played out, right? The Packers covered the spread. So really, really interesting to see how everything kind of falls into place here. And we're going to do a little PFF preview. We'll do that tomorrow, but that's kind of what we got on tap. Now, if you guys are watching this video back later, we were talking defense, right? Our defense against their defense. Let us know in the comments what you think about how Hafley's defense stacks up against Vance Joseph's defense. And make sure you hit like, subscribe, click the bell icon so you know when we go live in the future. Is there anything else you want to talk about here, Amelia, before we wrap up, man? We could just kind of hang out for about 5 minutes if you want. Yeah. Is there anything in the chat that you wanted to hit before we get out of here?
The just Rich Bisaccia going into this one, with the special teams that the Broncos have, we need to be ready for it, right? They got Mims as their returner. He can break it. I'm pretty sure he had one last game against the Raiders, which gave him that 7-point win. And it's just something that, we talked about. All right, Evan Williams
punter kickoff.
Kickoff, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm pretty sure it's kickoff, but I think he returns both of them. But he's been stellar, and just being able to approach it. That's why we have Keyshawn, or that's why we have Bull out there. That's why we have Evan out there. That's why X is out there on those. I mean, those guys are playing 100 snaps or so on special teams compared to where we were previously, past 3, 4 years, 5 years, where we never even tried it. All it was backups out there. You never got your starters out there. It's one of those things in college. The starters don't go out there. You're not trying to do that. This team knows, hey, we need all hands on deck. It doesn't matter 60 minutes is 60 minutes of the game. I don't care if it's offense, defense, special teams. We need to make it happen. You've got Brandon McManus coming back into his field. He knows how to kick there. Rich was saying, hey, you need to tell me what side of the field you want, what wind's feeling like, how's the leg feeling at beginning of the game, what's our distance. And it's nice that he knows, he's been there so long. Yeah, we're going into the different altitudes and things like that. People are worried about that. McManus is kicked in there. I'm feeling confident in that. I can kind of slide that to the side. I'm thinking kickoff and punt coverage. We got Danny Whelan, who's been our saving grace.
Yes.
But we need to make sure that we're locking up. Hopper needs to do well. McDuffie, we want to get our captain out there and make sure that everything's buttoned up on the special teams. They've been grading out in like the 80s for the season, I think. So it's a good special teams. It's one phase of the game that's super important that we need to keep an eye on this week.
Absolutely huge. So if special teams ends up deciding this game this weekend, whether it's good or bad for the Packers, remember this segment where Emilio pointed it out. I have not covered it at all. So I'm glad you brought that back center. Drew D in the chat says Mims both kick return and punt returner.
Okay.
But his touchdown was a punt return. So there you go. Right. And I feel a lot better about our punt coverage team because of Daniel Whelan being able to put that thing where he needs to put it to give his punt coverage team a little bit more of an advantage. Whether you want to try to pin them deep left and have that type of coverage, to kind of pin them into the sideline. Man, there's nobody in the league, in my opinion, better in the punt game.
No, he has a full set of clubs, man. I think he's even got that. That Top Golf driver, Clay, the one with the extra large. You can send that thing to the moon. I think Danny Whelan's got one of those in the bag too.
Yeah. Andy Dubs in the chat, lock in the fourth quarter. Denver has 6 comeback wins. Got to finish, right? Got to finish.
And they were down, 20 or 30 to the Giants? Essay was at that game in person. They came all the way back. I remember. Yeah. That's something we got to pay. Yeah, it was the Giants, cool, but we can't rest on our laurels being up 20 or 30 on them. It needs to be head down.
Hold up a minute. Essay went to a Giants game?
Essay went up. It was in Colorado, right? Went to the Denver Giants game and then went to the Denver Cowboys game. They had the tickets the weekend before.
He did a 2-for-1. He got a
twofer. He got a twofer. Yeah.
And I love that he went in there to troll those NFC East division rival Giants.
I told him to wear a Cowboys jersey. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I was like, all right, fine.
I think that SA tries to avoid confrontation because when it comes to confrontation, SA going to throw hands. That's
Oh, yeah. Come on now.
No doubt about it. Great point there, Andy. They are definitely a comeback type team. I didn't even think about this. Biz 1987, McManus revenge game.
Mm-hmm. Same for Emmanuel Wilson. They kept asking him. He got a personal interview actually on Packers YouTube if you want to check out that video. But they were asking him, are you holding a grudge? Do you have all this? Obviously, the dude would want to go out for 300 yards, right? But why are you holding that sort of grudge right now? He's a part of the Packers. He's a family of the Packers. We want us to do well. Yeah, he came from there, whatever. If it happens, it happens. Great. But it's not like the dude's holding up a grudge for just as a revenge game to the Broncos organization or whatever.
Right. And again, he's made a lot of kicks in that stadium, so there's a lot of familiarity there for him with how how that ball travels a little bit better in that thin air, and also I'm sure he understands the wind trajectory and all that. So it's going to be. I think it's going to be.
That's what Rich was saying. Yep, Rich was like, "Hey, we want to. Where are we going for half? If we flip the coin, we defending left, defending right. What do you want by the fourth quarter? What do you want at halftime? All those things come into play."
Yeah, Biz 1987 said another fourth quarter comeback team. Great. Hey, go look at Jordan Love's ratio in terms of when his team is down in the fourth quarter. how he leads them to the go-ahead score late in the fourth quarter. It's unbelievable. He's like top 3. He's got another one since then.
Mhm.
So he might even be top 2 over the last, I can't remember how many years it was. I mean, it was something crazy though, dude. It was like since 2010 or something like that.
Yep.
It's wild how clutch Jordan Love has been.
You want to see a closer, you're looking at him right there on the right side of the screen for offense, and our defensive closer, again, right there, center and right side of the screen. So, I mean, we have closers as well. Yeah, they could be a fourth quarter team. You pay Micah, you pay Jordan to walk it down on a 2-minute drive in the fourth, and that's why you pay him the big bucks. You pay Micah the big bucks to get that sack on second, third, whatever down in the fourth. And we've seen him do that. It can happen. But again, you get all these reps, all these young guys, all this different experience. I'm excited to see who's playing out there, right? Who are they going to put out there against the quote unquote best team in the AFC? Who's getting those reps? Who's getting that time? Because you get that in the game now, you're probably playing in the playoffs. You know what I mean? You're going to get some burn at that same. They have faith in you kind of thing.
Yeah, Nick McSwain in the chat said they had to have like a 33-point comeback to beat the Giants. LOL. That's another way you can look at it. It's like, okay, the Giants aren't equipped with that horrible defense to stop a team from coming back.
Mm-hmm.
You get up by 14 points with this Packers defense.
Can you imagine?
You feel really good about keeping the Broncos from coming back there.
Well, that's what Hafley was saying, Clay. Hafley said if we could have stopped him on that 2-point conversion, the Bears, it would have been a passing game moving forward. We haven't been able to tee off and tape the ears back, put the blinders on, and just start rushing. We haven't had a Tennessee game like last year where you can get after them 6, 7, 8, 9 times. We need to get up by a couple scores. Is it going to happen against the 10-2 or 11-2 Broncos? Probably not. But if it does, hey, I'd like to see their defense keep up. If we get a couple of scores, maybe they get a little flustered. The offense is trying to catch up. You get our defense going off. Hey, I'm for it. It's just we got to make sure the defense isn't gassed. Offense needs to work the clock against this good team. It's probably not going to be explosive plays, but we need to also make sure we're not doing 3 and outs. We're not doing, one first down and then we're off the field. We need to be converting on third, converting in the red zone. Those are going to be big numbers this week too.
Yeah. Andy Dubs with the super chat. Thank you, Andy. He says, kick it or receive it to start if we have to pick. I'll let you go first, Emilio. How do you feel about it? This isn't trying to predict what Matt will do. This is what would you do? How would you see this?
Against the Broncos, I think I would take it, and we need to march down that field and put something on the board. I don't care if it's 3. I don't care if it's 7. We need to put something on the board just on that first drive. Get over the hump, because you don't want to go out there down 7 against that kind of a defense. I think I'd rather kind of gas down on them at the beginning. And then, hey, well, if they go to double it up or whatever it is at the end of the second, fine. You just got to play it tight, and you're banking on your special teams, and that's where I'm thinking, hey, I would much rather have McManus, more faith in McManus later on in the game. Let's get our offense humming early, and try to move it like that.
And I'm sure Matt LaFleur agrees with you. And I know people disagree with taking the ball first, but I'm sure he agrees with you because he's also looking at this is a tough defense. Let's go get as much information as quick as possible.
Yep.
Right. I know I tend to lean towards I'd rather have the ball in the second half.
Oh, me too. If we're playing college football, Clay, I'm receiving every time. Don't get me wrong. But this game in particular, give me the ball right now. Or I'm sorry, I'm kicking it. But in this game in particular, give me the ball. Let's go, like you said, figure something out, get something out there. Because what happens if they get the ball, Clay? They run the clock down to 2 or 3 minutes left in the first. I mean, your offense has been sitting on the field that whole time. Come on now.
Yeah, and the other aspect of that too is as you get the ball first, right? What do we always talk about? There's 3 phases to the game. What's the first phase? The first quarter is about gathering information. You get the first crack at gathering that information so you know exactly how they're going to attack you on defense right off the bat, right? Matt LaFleur being an offensive-minded head coach, that's why he tends to lean toward, let's get that out of the way. Let's get the offense going. Like you said, you have more confidence in your openers, whether it's been successful or not. Every head coach feels more confident in their 15, 20 play opener script, whether they're using a script now or not. You like your opportunity to go out there and score on the opening drive before they make their adjustment too. If you jump up early and now they feel like just even if it's a 10% more pressure rate to crap, we got to throw the ball a little bit. They get away from their 10th ranked rushing offense and having to kind of lean on their 16th ranked passing offense. that plays into your hands as well, especially with the Packers pass defense being so good. It's going to be an interesting game, man, because these are arguably, some people are saying this might be a Super Bowl preview. You know, that's how people feel about these two teams. And it's, I'm excited to see it all unfold. And here's the thing. If the Packers go out there and they lose and they play competitive and you gather information on the Broncos, and then next time you face them, if it does come to a Super Bowl, guess who's going to have the advantage statistically speaking? Because again, it's hard to beat the same team twice in 1 year. You'd like to think the team that won will be a little bit of the disadvantage because they have to make the decision. Do we do what we did against them last time, knowing full well they know that's probably what we're going to do? Or do we go ahead and try to switch it up and then go back to that in the second half? And again, that comes to the second phase of the game, second and third quarter, make the adjustment, control the middle eight, right? Yep. So it's going to be fun, man. I can't wait. It's going to be an absolute blast. Drew D with the super chat there. Thank you so much, Drew. He says, hot take, Parsons gets a holding call this week. I hope you're right, man. I hope you're right. How do you see that, Amelia? You think they're finally going to call holding? Because I'm telling you, man, after the Bears offensive lineman literally put his hand on Micah Parsons' throat like this to block him, and they didn't call it.
He got it from Luther Burden.
Yeah, there you go. Right. I'm not expecting a holding call the rest of the year, Drew. I hate to say that, and that's why you obviously specified it's a hot take. But what do you think, Amelia? You got anything? Matt's done everything he can. He talks about it all the time. The fans have made an uproar on it. We had it trending again. I was trending on Twitter when we got it going against the Dallas Cowboys. Like, what the hell's going on? They're not calling any hold. Right? This is egregious, right? We were actually trending on Twitter that night.
I think he's going to have to sell it at one point. Maybe not right away. I mean, it's got to be, I think, when we have a little bit of a lead, maybe we go up 7. I think he's just got to grab just grab the dude's arm, sell it, flop it, whatever you need to do, fall right in front of the dude with the white hat. I mean, there's nothing else you can do besides make it blatant and obvious and just literally, I mean, if it's a hold that you just go limp, man, we got to try something else because, man, it's getting out of hand. I think they might have to throw on this week because it is getting to be such a hot topic. I think it's made its ways across, Twitter into TV, all that. So I think that we might get one, but watch, it's probably not even going to be on Micah though. Micah's going to get held. It's going to be Rashawn coming underneath, and Rashawn's going to get the holding call. And we called one for you guys.
Right. Or watch it be like our fourth string defense.
Yeah. Carl Brooks is going to get 3 holdings against him. He's tearing it up on the inside.
Yeah. Jen Wright said they did a segment. I think she's talking about the fact that they didn't get any calls. So, I mean, it is getting it's gotten some buzz across social media. Not that it matters, right? I mean, we've proven time and time again, but again, I'm not going to be quiet about it. When I see it, other fan bases are going to do it. Yeah. And if that gives them a slight advantage because, wow, it got really, really loud when those officials meet for that meeting that week. Hey, guys, we got to be aware of this. We caught a lot of heat from the suits up top. This looked really, really suspicious, if you will. So, yeah.
And if they want to get out of it easy, fine. Call it on first down. Call it on second down. You don't need to call it on the major plays, but also don't be sitting there waiting to call a DPI at the same time. On a third down, you know what I mean? You can't be giving us a holding call on first down and come back on third down, give them a DPI and a first down. You could really work that. But yeah, let's see. I would just like to have less penalties than the other team. That's that would be fun. We finally got down off the double digits. I was standing on that hill for a while at the beginning of the season. We got ourselves down. We've been at single digits for the past few games. Let's beat the other team in penalties.
There you go. All right, guys, that's going to do it. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us. Thanks to everybody with the super chats. Want to give a shout out, Reality Shift, Andy Dubs, and Drew D. Thank y'all so much for the generosity there. And let us know what you think about the show. Everything we cover, man. Hit us up in the comments. Every time you guys comment, it helps boost the algorithm. Every time you hit like and spin the soccer ball, unbelievable.
But you got to fix the accent. I think they just heard you're talking football too much,
Yes, so that's unbelievable. I literally, when I finally brag about it, they changed it, right? Like, unbelievable.
Because I went down right as you said that. I went down and clicked it. I said, "Oh no!" He said, "Spin those laces." Then I just saw a soccer ball spin. Oh boy!
Yeah, you didn't have the heart to tell me until they brought it up in the chat.
Yeah, they didn't. I was trying to let it slide.
Oh man, I'm gonna hit it once here and see what happens. Let's see here. Let's see what happens just real quick. I ought to put it up. I ought to pull it up on the screen.
You should, yeah.
Yeah, we got a football. This is unbelievable.
Oh my gosh! All right, well, we'll get it in there tomorrow. We'll make sure they adjust that.
I'm glad you could feel confident in that, Amelia. I have no idea how the hell we're going to do that.
We're not gonna. We're just
you can't get anybody to talk to you over there. So we'll maybe I'll try to set up a chat here with YouTube help and say, hey man, what's up with the football? Come on, fix this.
Come on now, tell me
playing the football.
See,
all right, Emilio, thank you for your time, buddy. Appreciate you, man.
Hey, absolutely, Clay. Glad to be here.
Right. We'll see you guys tomorrow. There may not be an evening show tomorrow, but we will be going live throughout the day. We'll see. I think you got plans tomorrow, Emilio. I think Tim.
Yeah, I believe I'll let you know. I'll let you know if it changes, but we'll double check before. But like you said, keep your eyes peeled, get subbed, hit the bell icon so you know. Clay did a show earlier today too, crushed it. And it's just those ones are fun, man. I'm gonna hop in one of these days, just surprise them, just see if I can get them off guard.
Yeah, dude, it's a blast, man. It really is, and I'm just so surprised at how many people jump in randomly. It's great, man. We got an awesome crew. So again, thanks everybody. Hit that like button. We will see you
football tonight, right?
Yes, we do. It should be kicking off right about now. So let's. Who are we pulling for again? I'm trying to think. Who is? We got an NFC team playing. I know. Hold on just a second. I'll tell you. We got it's Atlanta and Tampa. So we're Falcons fans tonight. Yep. Tampa is sitting at 7-6. Atlanta is at 4, and Tampa kind of skidding right here. They are 5.5-point favorites. So let's all hop over there and check that game out. Appreciate everybody's time tonight. Hit that like, hit subscribe. We'll see y'all tomorrow. This is PTA. My name's Clayton. That's Emilio. Go Pack, go.
There we go.
We're out. Bye, guys.